Glad to have you back here on our channel. In Hollywood, the name Liam Neeson has come to represent unfiltered passion, tenacity, and perseverance. Neeson has a history of mesmerizing spectators with its riveting action roles in films like Taken and Schindler's List, which feature profound human drama. The tragic tale of a little child who lived through the bloody troubles in Northern Ireland lurks beneath the heroic veneer of an unstoppable hero. Then there was the man who, after suffering an irreparable loss, mustered tremendous strength to go on. The incredible capacity to triumph over hardship and find hope in the face of despair is on full display in Liam's story, which follows a teenage boxer whose aspirations of greatness are dashed after an injury forces him to forsake them, and a lonely father dealing with the loss of his wife. Micheál and Daniel, his two kids, are among those whose lives he has profoundly influenced. Micheál once broke his father's silence on the grief he felt after losing his wife, Natasha Richardson. His father's sincere admissions revealed a side of him that few have witnessed. A man who, in his eyes, exemplified strength yet, when confronted with a tragic family situation, was also profoundly vulnerable. In what ways may a little lad from the village of Ballymena become a household name around the world? After facing so many devastating events, how has Liam Neeson persisted in living his life to the fullest, making meaningful contributions to his family and the arts? Come with us as we delve into the touching narrative of a man whose strength is tempered by the scars that may never completely fade. Ballymena is a small town in County Antrim, Northern Ireland, where Liam Neeson was born on June 7, 1952. He was born into a poor Catholic working-class household. Bernard Barney Neeson was a caretaker at a nearby elementary school, and Catherine Kitty Neeson was a chef. His mother was also a Neeson. They were a poor family, but they were quite close and loved one another. Reflecting his upbringing in a very pious household, a local priest suggested the name Liam. As a child living in the mostly Protestant town of Ballymena, Liam frequently experienced feelings of inferiority. Being a devout Catholic youngster, he went on to say that this event taught him to be careful around new people. Nevertheless, his experience at a technical college fostered inclusion and harmony, which enabled him to have a well-rounded understanding of the intricacies of Northern Irish society. Liam showed incredible resolve even at an early age. His athleticism and height helped him achieve rapid success in athletic pursuits. He started training for boxing at the All Saints Youth Club, which was run by a priest in the area, when he was 9 years old. As a result of his perseverance and determination, Liam became a 3-time youth champion in Northern Ireland and won other regional titles. But when he was just 17 years old, his ambition of making it as a professional boxer was shattered. His intense injury sustained in a brutal match has left him feeling bewildered and uncertain of his future. Because of this experience, Liam stopped boxing for the sake of his health because he realized the sport was dangerous. This injury marked a turning point in Liam's life, leading him down a different road that would eventually make him an icon in the performing world. Acting was Liam's first love at St. Patrick's College, where he studied. A love for acting blossomed rapidly in him, as he discovered his innate talent for inhabiting different roles. The turning point occurred when Liam secretly entered a church where the Democratic Unionist Party's founder, Ian Paisley, was giving a sermon. Liam was struck by the dramatic strength of Paisley's performance, particularly by the impactful and authoritative way she delivered her remarks. He remembered it as acting, and it was excellent acting. Liam decided to study computer science and physics at Queen's University Belfast after finishing high school. His scholarly endeavors, meanwhile, did little to ignite his imagination. In contrast, he demonstrated his practicality and independence by accepting a position as a laborer at the Guinness Brewery. With his spare time, Liam dabbled with football. A scout from Bohemian FC, Shaw Thomas, noticed his amazing body. Shamrock Rovers FC was one of Liam's trial opponents. The swift rejection of a professional contract, however, put a stop to his football career. He may not have continued his athletic career, but the self-control and focus he honed playing football and boxing were essential to his success as an actor. Liam learned the value of embracing failure and discovering alternative ways forward in life via the experience of giving up his beloved sports, whether owing to health issues or a lack of possibilities. Liam Neeson took a daring and ultimately life-altering step away from his career in sports and his employment at the Guinness Brewery to follow his acting dream. He joined Ireland's National Theatre, the Abbey Theatre, in 1976 after relocating to Dublin. As a rising star, Liam had the opportunity to play in a number of big musicals on this illustrious stage, which hosted the country's top musicians. Not only did his time at Abbey Theatre foster his acting development, but it also empowered him to tackle more ambitious projects. Liam got his big break in 1977 while he was working in Dublin. In the spiritual film Pilgrim's Progress, he played the role of Jesus Christ. Although the picture failed to garner much attention, it was his big screen debut. An important milestone on the road to acting stardom. Excalibur, 1981, a reinterpretation of the King Arthur legend, was Liam's breakthrough 4 years later. In the role, he portrayed Sir Gawain, a knight of the Round Table. Critical and commercial success for the film catapulted Liam to stardom and opened doors to new opportunities. London is the epicenter of Europe's entertainment business, so Liam decided to relocate there to chase more roles after realizing his potential. As he established himself in London, Liam took on supporting parts in movies and TV shows, gradually rising to stardom. He had a starring role in the 1984 action flick The Bounty, which also featured Mel Gibson and Anthony Hopkins. The chance to work with seasoned performers, pick their brains, and showcase his talent was priceless, even though his part was minor. 2 years down the road, in 1986, Liam continued to garner recognition for his part in the historical epic The Mission, which also starred Jeremy Irons and Robert De Niro. Critically and commercially, the picture was a smashing success. Audiences and directors were deeply moved by Liam's genuine acting style and his ability to portray complex emotions, even though he was put in supporting roles. The Bright Lights of Broadway, which opened in 1993, had a life-altering impact on Liam Neeson. An invitation to star in Eugene O'Neill's renowned play, Anna Christie, came after years of dedicated work in supporting roles and small parts in films that failed to make a big splash. On stage, Liam gave a stunning and emotionally wrenching performance as a complicated sailor with a tragic past. Steven Spielberg was in the crowd during one of these shows. In awe of Liam's sincerity and profound emotional range, the director Steven Spielberg was certain he had cast the ideal actor to play Oskar Schindler in his upcoming, ambitious picture Schindler's List. Spielberg took a risk when he cast Liam Neeson as Schindler, considering Neeson was not yet a Hollywood star. Spielberg, though, pulled off a brilliant move. Playing the part of Oskar Schindler, a German entrepreneur who rescued more than 1,000 Jews from Nazi persecution during World War II, was both the most difficult and most rewarding role of Liam's career. Before playing the part, Liam immersed himself in the character's history and psyche by reading Thomas Keneally's The Inspiration, the film's source material. The world went absolutely crazy about Schindler's List when it came out. Liam was nominated for Best Actor, and the flick won Best Picture at the Oscars. His remarkable performance garnered him nods from both the Golden Globes and the British Academy Film Awards. After rising from relative anonymity to become one of Hollywood's most sought-after performers, Liam's performance moved millions of spectators. A new chapter in Liam's career began after the smash hit Schindler's List. He was cast in a variety of roles, from commercials to serious dramas. But he didn't have another career defined. Between 1991 and 1992, Liam had a short affair with Barbara Streisand, following Helen. Their time together was brief, but lovely, and Liam will always cherish the recollection. It set the stage for a more meaningful relationship down the road. Liam first crossed paths with Natasha Richardson in 1993, while both were performing in Anna Christie on Broadway. Being born into an illustrious creative family, Natasha has exceptional acting skills and a refined grace. Because of their common artistic interests and strong emotional connection, they hit it off right away. They started a family with the arrival of their sons, Micheál, born in 1995, and Daniel, born in 1996, and a year later they were married in a modest ceremony in New York. Natasha became more than just Liam's life companion. She was also his motivation. There was a lot of admiration for the couple's closeness, because they frequently appeared at gatherings together. As an act of kindness and community solidarity, Liam and Natasha gave the whole £50,000 in damages they received from winning a case against the Daily Mirror in 1998, which had broadcast false allegations about marital problems. But there were times when life seemed depressing. While skiing at Canada's Mont Tremblant in March 2009, Natasha was involved in an accident. It looked like a little event at first. She called Liam to comfort him, and turned the rescuers' offers of assistance. But after a few hours, her condition got much worse. She went into a coma, and was taken to the hospital in a critical state. Natasha was declared brain dead when Liam traveled to Montreal to see her, according to the physicians. The most excruciating decision Liam had ever had to make stood before him as he stood by her hospital bed. They had already agreed that if any of them were in a vegetative condition, he would discontinue life support. Love infused his last remarks to her. "We will not be seeing you again, my darling. You mean the world to me." The loss of Natasha has left an unspeakable hole in Liam's life and the lives of his loved ones. Both a significant personal loss and a consequential decision were precipitated by this catastrophe. Helping others has always been important to Natasha, who had a reputation for having a big heart. 3 people's lives were spared because Liam followed her instructions and donated her organs. Through the donation of her organs, Natasha gave hope to complete strangers and ensured that her impact would last long after she died. In retrospect, Liam admitted that the knowledge that Natasha's legacy will go on in this manner brought him comfort and pride. It was a touching way for him to turn his deepest grief into something positive for others. After Natasha passed away, Liam felt a profound loss. Grief frequently overcame him in the months that followed. On one occasion, Liam mentioned that he could hear Natasha's footsteps or the sound of her keys being turned on at the door, as if she were physically present. Still, the anguish resurfaced like a tidal wave whenever reality hit. Liam buried himself in his work, so he wouldn't be overtaken by grief. He has acted in roughly 50 films since 2009, which has served to both occupy his mind and replace the void he felt. "I hope my boys wouldn't witness me overcome with grief. They needed me, so I had to get up and go," Liam once stated. His connection with his sons, particularly his eldest, Micheál, was strained due to his hard work schedule. Micheál was just 13 years old when he had to grieve his mother's death alone. During the initial years after Natasha passed away, Micheál felt lonely and abandoned since Liam was so preoccupied with his job. Micheál chose to become an actor after much thought and deliberation, just like his parents before him. Micheál Richardson is a stage name he picked to commemorate his mom. Micheál and Liam had a chance to patch things up in 2020 when they co-starred in Made in Italy, a film about a father and son dealing with the grief of losing a mother and wife, which reflected Micheál and Liam's own experiences. Acting ceased to be the only element in the film sequences. In a deep sense, they helped the father and son heal from the ordeal. It was Natasha's son's participation in this significant effort that made Liam feel that his mother would be proud. Liam Neeson has worked tirelessly throughout the years, and his impact goes well beyond the memorable parts he has played. It reverberates via his altruism, humanitarian principles, and services to society. In addition to being an exceptional actor, he is a figure of empathy and perseverance, who has left an indelible impression on viewers throughout the globe. Liam Neeson's performances highlighted the strength and complexity of the human spirit when confronted with tremendous hardship. Not only did his performance as Oscar Schindler in Schindler's List earn him major honors, but it also put a heavy burden on his shoulders, as the film shared a message of empathy and the ability of a single person to make a difference. It was a huge challenge, as Liam has frequently said, to embody Schindler, a historical figure with tremendous importance. Still, he conquered his own self-doubt by giving the part his all. Global audiences were emotionally impacted, and the consequence was standing ovations. In a similar vein, playing Brian Mills in the Taken films further cemented Liam's status as an action star. Everything from nail-biting pursuit scenes to memorable phrases like, "I will find you, and I will kill you." In addition to displaying impressive physical prowess, the character exemplified the selfless devotion of a father who would do all to safeguard his family. These performances moved audiences with their portrayals of love, resilience, and humanity. Not only is Liam Neeson famous for his work in acting, but he is also well known for his charitable work. Growing up in Ireland during the Troubles gave him a profound appreciation for the need of unity and peace. Catholic and Protestant schools in Northern Ireland should welcome all students, regardless of their religious affiliation, according to Liam, who has been an outspoken supporter of integrated education. "The cost of past battles should not fall on future generations," he said in one speech. As a result of his speeches, numerous educational institutions have adopted integrated models. As an outspoken supporter of abortion legalization in Ireland, Liam has also dared to speak his mind on controversial topics. He has spoken out against the shameful prevalence of unregulated gun ownership in the United States. Some Hollywood gun manufacturers have reacted negatively to Liam's comments, but he continues to stand firm in his convictions. Says he, "If we don't stand up for what's right, who will?" He is both beloved and divisive due to his brave defense of his principles. What Liam says he will do, he does indeed. He began advocating for initiatives that help children all across the globe in 2011 when he was named a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. A film charity established in Belfast, Cinemagic gives young people opportunity to discover the film industry, and he is also a supporter of that organization. Through these endeavors, countless lives have been transformed, solidifying Liam's conviction that fame should not only radiate but also be used for good. Part of Liam's legacy includes his spiritual journey, as much as his societal accomplishments. Despite coming from a deeply devout Catholic background, he has always been curious about other faiths and ways of life. The call to prayer in Islam deeply affected him while he was filming Taken 2 in Istanbul. He described it as mesmerizing, tranquil, and profoundly resonant, and he stated he felt he couldn't function without it. He has also spoken highly of St. Ignatius Loyola's spiritual exercises, which he says bring him peace and insight into himself. In addition to guiding him through personal catastrophes, these events have molded his multifaceted view of life. Another significant part of Liam's journey is his citizenship. He joined the nation he has made such a significant impact on professionally and culturally when he became a naturalized U.S. citizen in 2009. Liam, on the other hand, has always been proud of his Irish heritage. His devotion to his motherland is something he constantly stresses. His upbringing has left an impression on him, and he is proud of it. Liam thanked Queen's University Belfast for bestowing an honorary doctorate upon him, describing it as a means of paying tribute to the blessings bestowed upon him by his own nation. In addition to his legendary roles, Liam Neeson is remembered for his selfless acts, dedication to social justice, and search for purpose in life. He has transformed his suffering into inspiration and his notoriety into a force for good. His life demonstrates that everyone, no matter their circumstances, has the power to have a positive impact. Liam Neeson personifies empathy, perseverance, and the idea that we can all make a difference in the world via what we do and what we stand for. Even though he is now in his 70s, Liam Neeson has shown remarkable tenacity throughout his life's journey. Another devastating tragedy befell him in 2020, when the COVID-19 epidemic claimed the life of his mother, Catherine "Kitty" Neeson. Because of travel constraints, he was unable to attend her burial. For a man who values family highly, it is a subtle but deep loss. The two boys, Micheál and Daniel, occupy a great deal of Liam's time these days. He now values the commonplace moments that he used to overlook. From quiet fishing excursions to movie nights in. After initially having trouble re-establishing contact with his sons following their shared loss, Liam has made great efforts to develop a stronger bond with them. Liam has decided to keep Natasha's memory alive by not remarrying after her death, even though he has been persuaded to do so. He described Natasha's love as irreplaceable, and he wished for his sons to experience her constant presence in an interview. Micheál and Daniel benefit spiritually from his unending love for Natasha, which is not limited to his own heart. Regarding his career, Liam has stated his intention to exit the action picture industry, which has become practically associated with his name, by the year 2025. He wants to play more comedic parts now that he's in a different stage in his life. But Liam plans to tackle a couple more big projects before saying goodbye to action flicks. He has the unwavering support and enormous pride of his boys. According to Micheál, his dad is more than simply an action star. He has been my life's biggest source of motivation. However, Liam's love for acting is not diminished in the slightest. True and profound stories reflecting his life and the path he has taken continue to be his cinematic contributions. A symbol of perseverance and empathy, Liam Neeson has played more than 100 parts in a career spanning over 4 decades. He rose from humble beginnings as a youngster in Ballymena to become an international superstar, demonstrating the transformative power of love and perseverance. Liam has continued to perform in approximately 50 films in the last decade, delivering profoundly moving stories to audiences all over the globe, despite having experienced the worst loss of his life. A life lived in love and perseverance in the face of adversity are the lessons we may learn from his story. Which of his many films speaks to you the most? What character moved you the most? Oscar Schindler's compassionate portrayal, Taken's unforgiving father Brian Mills, or someone else entirely? Post your opinions and tell us which parts touched you the most in the space provided. To ensure you don't miss any more motivational stories like this one, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications.